So I go like this, and that should give me a sound break to know what to work off of. And now we do the big drum roll. Brrr, bam, boom, yay, whoop-de-fucking do. All right, here we go. We're live with Mr. Mikko Huttunen. This motherfucker lives some life. We're longtime friends. People joke, call me the most interesting man in the world. Mikko's got me beat by far. He is a founding member and a great deal of the inspiration behind the Order of Modern Day Pirates. He's a world championship paintball player, one-time professional musician. He played the skin flute. And shoots a lot of reel steel, fish, entrepreneur, fucking world traveler, adventurer, and my very dear friend. Thank you for doing this, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
I'm very happy.
I don't know, maybe I like you now, but after this one,
yeah,
so much, yeah, we'll see.
that might be the deciding factor.
That's it.
Oh, shit. I mean, this is going to be the first time we do this, obviously, but we'll probably end up sitting down several times, especially as this advances and gets bigger and keeps rolling. And so, we're baby steps.
I like the effort.
Yeah, we're trying,
That's
right?
good.
All you can do is put it out there to the world,
Yep.
see what comes back,
That's it.
Fuck it, right? So let's start with our origin story.
Origin story? All right.
Mikko and Trucker, episode 1.
All right, episode 1. Let me. You can correct it if this was like. So it was 2003.
2003, World Cup 2003.
I don't know who you are. Like, I never met you.
Yep.
I didn't know anybody here, by the way. So like, it was like, this guy. So obviously we meet up in the bar.
Right.
Like, surprisingly.
Yep.
I don't even know how I got in. I don't think I was 21.
No, you were 18 or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit older, maybe like 19.
20, maybe. Yeah.
20. So
Still a baby. Yeah.
anyway, so Billy comes in there. We were playing Billy's team next day. He's like, yeah, we're going to play you guys tomorrow. I'm like, so what do you play, Billy? And he's like, oh, I play front. I'm like, oh, then we have nothing to worry about. That's the first comment I tell you.
Yeah.
He's like, you playing front? All right, cool.
Yep. 200-pound snake player.
And then he wanted to break my neck. That's fine.
Mikko was shithouse. And actually, I was looking for our mutual friend, Aggie, at the time.
Yep.
He was working for Die Precision. I was there working for Die Precision. And Mikko, that's who I found. I found one Finnish guy. I never found Aggie, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
But then like he was like, well, actually, I kind of like you because you got to fucking post it.
Yeah, I loved it. He started talking shit right off the bat. And I'm like, all right, this is my kind of guy right here. This is going to work. This is going to work really good. No,
Still friends, God. Been trying to get rid of him. Damn it.
Oh, fuck you too. So let's get into, since we started with paintball, that's where we met. Let's start where did paintball start for you?
It's probably a pretty useful story. So basically, it was like, well, it was my older brother who and my neighbors who found out like paintball guns out of like some thrift store or something, and they were like, oh, these are cool. There's like little things that you can shoot each other. Then we basically started playing from there, and kind of like figured out that there's like better guns out there. You might have to wear a goggle.
Yeah, right.
Because we actually wore like a welding goggles.
Wearing a shop helmet.
Some of the kids had like a motorcycle helmet on. Because like it's not good to shoot in the ice,
Right.
So like we figured that much.
Yeah.
So from there, we formed a team, which is like my friends, my older brother, my neighbors, some of my friends, my school, and going from there, it was like we kind of like went to the first tournament. And it's like, oh, there's paintball tournaments. So we go to the tournament and we're like, holy shit! Like we are totally undergunned. We have we don't have guns. We don't do anything. We don't know how to do this. And then start climbing up,
And this was in Finland. I don't know if I mentioned that.
And the first time was 96.
Yeah, this is Finland, 96. So there's probably not a lot of paintball guns laying around, period, right?
And you know what? The paintball was actually in pretty good shape in Finland at the time.
Yeah.
There was like a couple like Coyote and like Eggie's team was coming around. And those were the teams who actually did travel to Millenniums and like, I think they went to World Cup too, like even like early days.
Okay.
So
nice.
So Finland paintball at the time was good. There was a lot of tournaments. It's better than now, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's way more tournaments, way more active people wanted to make things happen. Because also it's different than from here. It wasn't about money, so people arranged the tournaments and like
just bragging rights, right?
Well, basically it was just like, hey, we want like to play this game. Let's make this as good as possible.
Okay.
So that's where it started, and then it kind of went from there.
What do you think was the draw that kept you playing?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Like since I first played, that was like my thing.
Yeah. Just love shooting people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was the kid who was playing with the guns all the time,
Yeah.
And then like got better when you could actually shoot people with the real gun, you know, not the wrong way. And then I like hunted all my life and did all that stuff. So
yeah, it's just another shooting sport, right? Just
exactly,
like BB guns, bow and arrow.
And
hunting.
then like there's a fine line when it turns to be actual like sport, and now you get the competitive edge.
Yeah.
Which we're like you're a very competitive person. I'm a very competitive person.
Yeah.
So and then you want to get better.
Yep.
And then it was cool. Like unfortunately, there is now we have the internet and like all this webcast and everything else. But at the time it was paintball magazines. You know, you got the paintball magazines. You're like, oh shit, like these guys are doing it for like real. You know, they're traveling around the world. They're like the superstars. You know, so you had something to look up to, and that's as being a kid. That's something like, hey, I want to get better because I want to do this.
Yeah. You want to go to America and shoot Rocky Cagnoni's face off.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like, but it's true though. So and I think that we get to that, but like there was a gap in paintball that was not existing, and I think we lost a lot of players coming in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talk about it quite a bit on the podcast when we do talk paintball, but it's something that I've noticed. I think between video games getting so intense and so realistic, and then I think airsoft, I think those two have put a huge, and then the social climate, like people are so anti-gun shooting sports and stuff because they don't understand it. They think it's violent and just don't really grasp it.
Hey, it's a bunch of people running in clown suits in a field with the freaking airball.
Yeah, they think you're really.
It's not really.
They think we're preppers half the time, and a lot of us are, but.
And also, like I think at the time too, it was like interesting times of paintball because it was an evolving time of paintball. When it went from like complete woodsball to there's hyperball, there's airball, and it was like every year there was a next step in the evolution of paintball.
Yeah, it was,
and that was exciting, and it was cool to be like
incredible growth spurt. Yeah,
exactly, and that's where these couple $1,000 companies went to be like
multi-million
dollar companies.
And
so
shit, the gear compared now to 1996.
Yeah,
I wasn't even really playing much at the time. Like I started playing in '87. I kind of backed off around 92, 93.
Right.
Only played a couple times a year during that period because, shit was expensive and it was frustrating. I was young. I was chasing girls and shit like that. And well, actually, 96 we were together, so I wasn't chasing girls then.
No.
but prior to that, but yeah, it's just Then I came back into it around 98, and I was like, wow, these guns are actually shooting really good. You don't break paint all the time, and that helped the sport a lot. In
96, I had a BJP, like a little pump pistol.
A little PGP pistol.
That was my first gun.
Yep. That started it all for a lot of people, man. Yeah. And then from there, you went to Cyclone, right?
No, we started a team called Takeover.
Okay.
And that was like my friends and my brother and like everybody, and we played. First time I played in Cyclone was in the 2003 World Cup.
So that was your turn? Okay.
So I wasn't never ever in the Cyclone, but obviously Finland. So like when you travel somewhere, in that time. So later on, I played for Cyclone for a whole season. When I was playing the European tournaments.
Okay.
But like Eggy was a good friend of mine. Like kind of like everybody knew each other.
Yeah.
So and when we traveled, that was like the crew.
Well,
it's still crazy. It's like Alex, Patrick,
like
the guys we know, and they were around.
Back then,
since those days, and they're still around.
And well, the thing is like people don't realize is paintball was, even when it was at its biggest, say like 2007 to 2009, it was huge, out of control, right? It was still a very small world. Like you knew somebody everywhere. It seemed like and you ran into people all the time.
Well, that's kind of like the given, blessing that we have is that we have been able to play we've been able to live rock star lifestyles.
Yeah.
Pretty much like you look at what we done and still doing in a ways.
Yeah.
It's something that like it's a very very small amount of people have ever a chance to experience or do it.
Yeah.
And travel around the world, do crazy shit, play paintball, and a lot of those travel trips, the paintball was the side thing,
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how many countries I've been, but I've been all over the place.
I know.
So, and that's something when you meet now, when you go to those places, you meet other people. And they play paintball, so you have that connecting thing right away.
Yeah.
And those people are lawyers, nightlife like promoters, doctors,
all walks of life,
all parts of lives. And so when you go, let's say I'm going to Chile or something or Brazil, you get to do crazy stuff, cool stuff, and that's cool.
And then you were guessing with the Russians or guessing with Cyclone, and then you moved to the Russians, which was a big step for you, right?
Well, this is actually it sounds really cliche, but it's really cool. So we were playing with Cyclone 2003 World Cup.
Excuse
me. And we were driving. We went to Daytona Beach or something. And we were driving back, and I was like, "Next year I'm going to make it. I'm going to play in pro finals." And everybody's like, "Yeah, what are you fucking talking about, kid?" So next year, actually, I was playing in pro finals.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, basically, Russians contacted me. I was in a college at the time, and Russians had called me, and they're like, "Hey, would you like to come to try out?" And I was like, "All right, well, can't really say no for this."
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's kind of like a crazy decision, you know, like you go from Finland and go for a different country, and like Russia at that time wasn't like,
not a place you really want to go.
Exactly. It's like a wild fucking west, you know. It's like crazy. So basically, like, my parents were not excited at all, and I was like, I gotta do this. Like, if I don't do this, like, I'm never gonna forgive myself.
This is the window.
Yeah. Well, this is like, if I'm gonna do this paintball thing, you know, whatever it is, this is the chance to do it. So then I went there. They liked me. And I played for a year with them. So it was just like crazy experience. Like, I don't think, like, since, I don't know how it is nowadays there, but what I heard, I don't think that year was the culmination of like how professional paintball teams can be. So put in comparison, so we played 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. That included like Olympic level fitness coaches, you know, training you physically to be fit as possible for the sport of paintball, not just being like, you know, like gonna train you to be fit.
They were definitely leading the way as far as to actually have.
But they changed the game.
Professional organized team,
and they changed the game. They changed the level of like how the game is played.
And I mean, you were a good player, but what did they do for you? Would you not say?
Oh, yeah, I was never a good player. I'm a hard worker.
Yeah,
you know, so that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So,
well, I would say above average. Let's just say that. You know, I mean, you know, you got a 50% split.
All right,
you know,
and I'll take it.
And the way you get better is through hard work. I mean, I don't
exactly. I'm stubborn. That's why I've been able to do things in my life. So
yeah, you commit to it and stick with it.
Exactly.
Right?
So, but anyway, so that was like in the next level of like I don't even know how much paint we were shooting. We were shooting like a skits of paint every week. You know. With 2 indoor field, outdoor field, and they were like not nice. They were ghetto as fuck.
Yeah, you
like
told me.
Super ghetto. But like we trained, and like, and this is the point. People ask like, "Oh, what did you do like on the free time? Did you go out and stuff?" I'm like, "No, I slept.
Yeah,
like I literally was sleeping because it was like the training was so intense that definitely like my body started like falling apart a little bit, and it kind of took a fun out of it, to be honest.
Yeah,
but that I don't think before that, I'd never realized that, like, think like professional athletes and what they do, like, and they're getting paid a lot of money and doing these things because it's not necessarily fun for them anymore.
Yeah.
In that point, it's you're putting your health, your full interest in the one thing, and you do it every day. It's like, oh, I don't want to paintball today. It's like, no, you freaking playing paintball today, you know. So, but I got really good. So.
Would you say with that work ethic and training, the level of stamina and the determination that you had to show, that once you got to back off that and kind of be a little more creative, and did that help with the creativity and the freestyle?
Oh,
play
yeah.
More?
So that was like, I think what Russians like me, that I did have some kind of like a capability of reading the game a little bit. And so that's why, like, I basically, being a kid, I should have been playing in front. I became a back player.
Yeah.
And I was shooting really straight. So that's it.
You could help.
So and the players I used to look up to, they were like the guys who were playing the backfield, you know. And then, you know, that year was cool too. So I was the first foreign player in the Russian Legion, or whatever anybody says, like, who actually played in the team. Then Shalo and Dan Maskill and Shalo Almeida, they came in like 2 months after. And then we played. We kind of became like a little family. Yeah. And that was like our support group through the hard times and good times, and it was awesome. Like,
guys you're still best friends with to this day, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And we're talking 12 years later, right?
Exactly.
Something like that. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Shala still looks the same. Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think he's older than both of us. I think he's like 1,000. Right?
No, I think he's like 57. I think he's older than Osvaldo.
No doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Love you, Shala.
Fucking vampire.
Yeah, exactly. He was definitely made a deal with the devil. For sure. That crossroads meeting.
Well, we could revisit the paintball training with the Russians anytime. That's a story in of itself. All the stuff we've talked.
Yeah, I can talk like hours and hours.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Let's push on. Do you have a favorite paintball story?
Not really. Well, not really. I would say the best one. Well, yeah, basically. So the best one would be winning a second World Cup with Ironman.
Yeah.
So that was. Not only that, like, I feel like that year we were the best team. Like, we were so good.
Yeah.
You know, like the team the year before we were good too, but that was like kind of building up to the World Cup. That was like when you go the second year trying to win the title. That's like
big deal.
Everybody wants to take it away from you.
Yeah.
And we were able to come together and win it again.
Yep.
And honestly, the team was so badass. Like it was cool. It was all my friends, you know. But those were like, you're looking around. It's like Mike Paxson, Billy Wing, Nikki Cuba, Oliver Lang. You know, like it's like legends. And then all the kids who are now the big names.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So Brandon Short, like, well, he's not kid anymore.
Yeah.
But like Marcelo's, you know, Alex, you know, like all this.
Well, half of them are retiring now. Right?
Yeah, I know. Like Scotty.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, that was, and the cool thing was like my parents have never seen me play in the tournament paintball, so they actually flew to Orlando and they were there when we won the tournament.
That was awesome. It was so awesome to be there and be part of that. Man.
That was pretty emotional.
And I think the not only did you guys carry the momentum from the previous year over, you really did get better. You guys were better. It was it was retarded.
And it was like, personally for me too, like I probably that was the best paintball I ever played, you know. So I played every point in the finals. You know, that's like something like, hey, that's like when you're peaking, and that's when you get it, and you actually get to do it in the most important game and final match.
Amazing feeling.
That's definitely my best paintball story.
That's so awesome, man. And actually, I mean, you know, the following year, 2009, had the rules not changed where they cut the roster.
Yeah.
You guys still would have been just marching down on everybody. You know, that was just the PSP changing shit up.
That's also too, like, but things start changing the dynamics of the team and stuff. So and we still did good next year.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, it's any other sport. You know, you have to like rebuild the team and bring the new people in and stuff. You can't like go forever.
Can't stay on top forever. That's for sure.
Yeah, dynasty. Fuck.
Yeah, right. Well,
but they've done the same thing. You know,
they're always in the running, but you know, I mean, it's tough. It's a tough process. That's for sure.
But but the cool thing is like it's still to date. I think that's one of the best teams that ever played paintball.
Yeah, for sure.
Assembled, you know, and it was we had money, we had support, we had everything, but it's still.
And what team? I mean, that goes back to the Russians.
Exactly.
Right.
But you're still gonna make it happen.
First team with outside money, that wasn't using industry money, right, and completely changed the game. That was the Russians for sure. You know,
for sure.
And then Dye spent a ton of money on the Ironman. They had they wanted it, but
after the first year though, like people wanted to come play. Like I remember tryouts. I'm looking like we're not picking that guy up. That guy, like they're like super good. You know, it's like Jesus Christ.
How good was it to see? Not to go off subject, but how good is it to see Nikki back out on the field?
Right? It's great.
That was awesome, man.
It looked good too.
Yeah. He's a firecracker.
I love Nicky. He's one of my best friends. You know,
he's an awesome guy, man. I'm so happy to see him back. He that he had that inside smile. From just being out there, just doing it.
And a little bit of fuck you too.
Yeah. Oh, he's
always.
That's the New Yorker, man. That's always there, man. That's always Nicky, right?
But like that, not only that, but our team was scary too at the time. Like that was the big end team. Like if we were gonna fight, that would have been it. Like I don't think there was another team who would even like come close.
Had a bunch of Clydesdales plus a bunch of jiu-jitsu practitioners and mixed martial artists.
Like just a straight psychos, like ready to crack. You know,
it was awesome, man. It was awesome. Do you have one piece of advice for anyone who's looking to like not just someone who's playing paintball, but who really wants to get to that top level? What do you got for them?
Nobody's going to do it for you than yourself.
There you go.
That's it.
That hard work, right?
Yeah.
Put that work in.
And it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and something I always try and suggest is like, because a lot of people will practice, but you got to be practicing correctly. Know that you're doing it right and practice it right.
Right, and it's harder now if there's people don't play that much.
Yeah.
It is like. And the cap between the starting playing paintball and playing whatever the expo is right nowadays, or what are they called now? Is it still expo?
Race 2, I think is. Well, actually, I think it's called X-Ball again now. Actually, now it's the NXL and it's called X-Ball again. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but anyway, so whatever that thing is, it's so far away from like where you start.
Yeah.
We can get to that later because I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But,
Well, it is what shit changes, just like we said. And we can't control that, but So let's get out. We've talked about paintball for a little while, and we can always revisit that shit.
You can go back in there.
Let's talk about travel. You've done a ton of that shit. So
but that's what I said. The fortune thing with paintball and kind of the like I was given a lot of things like like whoever made these decisions on like how everything linked up. To coming to work for Dye, play for Ironman. And do the whole thing, that everything just kind of clicked. So like I was able to just travel around the world and like, was it for die or was it for paintball, doing clinics, or most of it was for like everything was like kind of like work together.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty much everywhere.
Well, I mean, a lot of things fell in place for you, but there was a famous golfer, Gary Player, and he has a great quote. He says, "The more I practice, the luckier I get." Right. And that's kind of what it was. I mean, you were constantly working on your game. I mean, I remember when you came to work at Die, and at lunch you'd be out back with a couple of little temples, and you'd be working your snaps for lunch.
We used to practice all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you were eat, sleep, drink,
and
paintball,
and that was kind of the reasons what I actually like ended up playing with Ironman was when I didn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah,
when you hit that moment, you've been doing this like 15 years, of like basically of your life.
Yeah.
And all you want to do is play paintball. If you have a 1 second, one free moment, you want to play paintball. But then at one point, I was like, oh, I don't want to go snowboarding. I want to go surfing. I want to do something else, And then I knew it was like it's time for me to quit Ironman.
Yeah.
So
well, you gotta be. I found out for myself, and just like it's something I tell kids all the time is, yes, you need to practice your game, whatever. I don't care what it is, whether it's paintball, whether it's MMA, whether it's motocross, whatever you're going for. Yes, you need to practice that, be proficient at it, but also have another outlet. Have something else that you want. Don't lock yourself into trying to master just one thing.
Right. Well, I was for the longest time. I was the paintball.
Yeah.
But then also the I guess the work was my other thing too. Which was tied together, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we going back to traveling?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we're gonna.
I know we're gonna.
It's gonna flow back into paintball every damn time on this particular, because we both have so much passion for it. We've been down that road. So, how about a favorite place you visited? Do you have one? Can you name one? It's got to be tough.
It's tough. There's so many. Like I think it's a lot to do with the people I either traveled or people I like just hanging out there.
Yeah. Brazil
has a huge space in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, but that's mostly because shallow, because every trip we did there since first trip was 2004, it's been incredible. I don't know, I've been to like 10 times, 12 times.
Yeah.
So that's one
still on my hit list.
And I'm gonna go again this year.
Nice.
So that's the place. Like it's almost like going like second home.
I'm gonna shut that door real quick.
Yeah, no worries. There's like a racing party next door.
Right.
Billy's house is like out of control. I need to get out of here. It's Saturday night.
No, this place has had some ragers, but it's the sanctuary now, pretty much.
Sanctuary.
Yeah, it's where I run and hide from all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Batcave.
That's it. I think there's enough fucking weaponry here for the back there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Got my own version of the Batmobile. It's just a Harley.
Yeah, that's it.
The Bat Cycle.
But yeah, going back to there, some of the other ones like I really like remember was 1 hour trips in Tahiti. That was awesome. And then it's funny, like even it sounds funny, but us traveling back to Finland with my friends, those have been always like the best trips.
Oh yeah,
which you're gonna try.
Yeah, we're doing that this coming year, 2018.
Yeah.
I'm finally. Me and him have been talking about me coming to Finland for like 10 years.
10 years, and then like we're gonna have it's gonna be a good one. I don't even know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you might not come back. I could tell Rachel, like, sorry.
I'm fine with it.
You'll be living in a cave somewhere in the north.
Should be good. You got anything still on your hit list? Place you want to visit?
I think like right now, if would be something I would be like just to go somewhere where like it's really good waves. I get to surf and kind of chill. So somewhere in Indo. I don't even know where yet.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm like done. Like sounds like really bad, I guess, saying, but I'm done like traveling like this stupid travel,
Yeah.
But like this year, I've been like traveling. The last 2 years, I've been traveling a lot of Mexico, so I've been playing Mexican paintball events, and it's kind of funny because I'm like kind of getting into that country now. Like I like want to travel more and like
I love Mexico, man.
And when you get down, like go to south, it's a beautiful place.
Cancun and everything south Mexico City.
It's chill. It's very chill. It's very relaxed.
I was supposed to be in Cancun this weekend, and I backed out.
Perfect. Because we had to import an interview here.
Yeah, right.
So you couldn't go.
And they won first place, the UWL.
No, I heard about it. They asked me to go. Too.
So congratulations, guys, at Whistle, Oliver, Keith. Those guys, they took it down.
So that's, I don't know, but I'm always down to travel. There's so many places. Mm-hmm. So many places, and it's going to be good. But like I said, it's always like, it matters who you travel with.
Yeah.
who you go with,
who you get to share the
or where you
experiences
go,
with,
exactly.
right?
That's the most like South Africa, for example. That was like one of the best trips I've ever done. Like I'm not really want to go back there this year too.
Yep, I got to go see Troy. I promised him I'm going to make it in the next 2 years.
It's funny that South Africa and Finland are in the same time zone.
Really?
Yeah, so but it's like all the way
Wow,
down.
so that's an easy one for you, right? Yeah, that's awesome.
So
and they got a shitty accent just like you. So
yeah,
and you guys talk in English, right?
Yeah. No, we do that.
That Africana.
Yeah, that's it.
I love it when Troy starts talking in Africana.
I got it down.
Yep, that's awesome. All right, so another one of your ventures is hunting.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little about hunting. The latest one I saw, you were back home. You got some big old fat like dinosaur rabbit or something like that,
yeah,
right?
So, I've been hunting since like I was a little kid.
Right on.
Like my dad used to hunt, well, still hunts, and all my like pretty much the whole family. So first of all, like my family is from like we have this amazing family ranch.
Well, yeah, let's get some clarity on this. So Mikko is from Finland, and you think, Euro and, like sophisticated. No, he's a fucking redneck. He lives out in the middle of nowhere in Finland, and they hunt and they fish and they live off the land. I got like everything
unbalanced. Like people meet me first time wearing a suit. I'm doing like abandoned downtown. They're like, oh, this kid is like the European. Like I'm like, yeah, if you wouldn't know.
Right.
That's so it's like, but yeah, we have a like beautiful family ranch. It's it's actually on the island. So
that's awesome.
It could be an MDP island.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a lot of just forest and like lakes everywhere. Like we're surrounded by a huge lake.
Nice.
So hunting and fishing has been hunting more when I was younger. I got into it with my dad and everything else, and then kind of just something I like to do. But it's like hunting for me is like my dad told me something that's like, hey, don't you kill anything
unless you're gonna eat it, right?
Yeah, you're not eat it. So I'm like, I almost did a like political post the other day because I like hate trophy hunting.
Yeah.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever. Sorry guys, if somebody wants into it, but I fucking hate it. I think it's a very coward thing to do, especially if you want to kill something who's endangered.
Yeah.
So, but like what we hunt there is there's not too many things you hunt. So you obviously hunt your like. We had these gigantic rabbits.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
They're like okay, so I don't know. One of my friends just Durbin came hunting with me in Finland, and he's like, I was like, yeah, we're going rabbit hunting. And he's like sitting there with a shotgun, and he's like, this fucking thing comes up, and he's like, God damn, that's a fucking wolf, dude. And I'm like, just shoot it. So the rabbit hunting is cool. We get to hunt it with the dogs.
Yeah.
So like my little brother.
Yeah, he's out killing shit all the time, dude.
He's super into it. I think he's becoming like the most redneck person I know nowadays.
That's awesome.
I love my brother. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good kid, man.
What's up, Ari?
Yeah.
So he's got the dogs. Like he breeds now the dogs and does everything, all that stuff. Wow. But it's a mission. Like you don't get like a lot. You walk a lot. You go to nature. I love the process of it. I don't give a shit if I get something.
Yeah.
And then we hunt moose. Usually ducks and like everything else, like and some birds. So that's it.
Yeah, I don't think like people who don't hunt have no idea what kind of time is involved to even attempt to harvest an animal.
Well, the thing is like, it is a humbling experience.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a lot of like friends who are vegetarians and like don't eat meat and like they're against it, or like they eat meat and they cry about hunting. That's the worst kind of person for me.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's like the most of them. Like some like girls kind of telling me like, "Oh my god, you killed that thing! It's so cute." I'm like, "You eating a steak right now?"
Yeah, you're chewing on a cheeseburger.
You know where that came from?
Yeah, right.
So if I could ever get to the point that like the meat I eat is only the fish I catch or something I hunt, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And that would be like ultimatum.
But
it's a humbling experience, when you go there and you kill actual living human, like
Yeah. Well, what they do in Finland stays in Finland. All right.
Creature, you kill this thing, and then you have to like first you gotta cut it,
Yeah.
And now it's like not so much fun anymore.
Yeah.
And then you gotta go process of like getting the skin off and do the whole thing, and like chopping it up and everything else. So like, but then you eat it and it's awesome. It's like
and just the actual event of, I mean, like you're let me simplify this for everybody out there, and I'm sure I've said this before with other people I've been on with. Life eats life. We don't have a choice in the matter. Life eats life.
Well, and if you don't like it, don't do it.
Yeah.
But don't cry about it then.
Well, I mean, a plant's alive if you're eating it.
Yeah.
I should have turned my phone off. Shit. But anyways, like people don't realize, like I've always said this, and I've actually was just listening to a Joe Rogan podcast of how we were just talking about Joe Rogan, but I've always said, like people are like, well, I'm a vegetarian, and I'm like, you know what, that's Braga broccoli just because it doesn't have eyes. I've been thinking about becoming a vegetarian a lot. Well, I'm like a 80-20. I'm like 80% vegetables, 20% meat. Right. That's right about where I run, and I just it's healthier for you, right? Well, that's the only thing, but like I actually like kind of think like the meat. The interest is not that good. Maybe we can get that. Like, deep we don't have to we'll go right way now. Down. Yeah. But it's like I just personally think like, it's like not. I'm really proud of my friends who are doing it. Yeah, and so, but the thing is again, it's better for you. Back to the fact that life eats life, and that Sprague of broccoli might have all the secrets and keys to the universe, but just because you can't talk to it makes it okay to eat it, right? Exactly. Come on. And then I was just listening to that podcast where Joe was talking to this guy who's a mushroom expert. Yeah. And I had no idea that we're actually like, there's levels of plant life and everything like that. Like a mushroom isn't a plant, it's a fungus, and we're closest to a mushroom than we are anything else. And there's like this giant 22-acre mushroom like I seen that documentary Avatar. Yeah, right. Yeah, I seen that. It's crazy, man. People, same. And that shit thinks and breathes and like they think it uses like a form of telepathy to talk to each other. I'm like, oh my god, but it's true. Yeah. I mean, life eats life. Mushrooms are delicious. Come on. Yeah, it's the deal though. Life eats life, right? But yeah. Anyway, so the hunting, it's I love it. I like, and also like I said, it's the fact that you wake up in the morning. Mm-hmm. Like this year I completely missed the hunting season, but last year I was like, we drive a car somewhere, we hike, we take a little canoe, and then go across this lake and go like hiking in the freaking. Out there, didn't get anything. Legit adventure, yeah. But like, it's like you come back and you're just smiling. Well, you tell me. I spent 3 weeks scouting these birds, turkeys, right about 45 minutes from my house, and turkey season opened the 11th. About a week ago. Actually, a week ago today, and I had the birds picked out. I was going to go out and shoot them with my bow, and I scouted them like every other day for 3 weeks. Season open, and I've been so swamped and busy, I haven't been able to get out there. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? No turkey for you. Yeah. And Thanksgiving is 4 days away. Right. How's that? I screwed up. All right, let's get on some fishing. This asshole won the jackpot our last trip out in Florida. I did. Fucking big old, only fat gag that got kept on the boat, I think, or maybe there was one other, which is a grouper in Florida. Yeah, that was like a little bit smaller. Mine was this size. The usual fishing stories. And then Benini tried to claim my first fish, but I was like the first fish that goes actually in there, So yeah, it was good. That was a good. I never been the big bottom. Yeah, you guys were crushing it out there on the back of the boat, man. I mean, if I could have kept that red snapper, I think I would have given you a run for your money. But yeah. I was out of season. So yeah, I got one of those. I was like, I don't want to bring it up. Out of season, kind of gets it. We've had some pretty good fishing trips, though. Oh man. Yeah, great. We've been on some good ones. One of the best ones ever was the one Florida trip. It was like me, you, like a couple of other friends, with the King Max. Yeah, the King Max, and we caught everything. That's like the best trip you ever can go when you catch everything. Bunch of variety, yeah. So. But yeah, fishing. I puked the whole time. That was really cool too. Like, well, that's why do you think we're catching so many fish? That's it. If you don't puke, we never get anything. Yeah, we gotta make you puke. I'm gonna start giving like a little some other tablets than the second ones. No, I'm not. You leave it the bucket. He's like literally holding the bucket and puking, and while he's getting the fish in, and I'm like, you're doing great. I will soldier through, that's for sure. But I've cut back at normally I'm out on the tuna boat at least 4 or 5 times a year catching, filling my freezer, and like this year I've had to cut back because something with my physiology. I got sick the last 3 times out. Yeah, I've seen it there. It's like not pretty. It's no bueno. I'm just over the crowds, the charters we go, like it's like. Well, that's why I go on, Bruce's boat. We got a buddy Bruce who's got a really nice boat, takes us out overnight, and we hook in Fortune yes. Fishing. If you go San Diego, he's the man. Yeah, hook into some fat tuna. Last year the one I got with the kite was like. Oh, that was so legit, man! I still haven't done the kite. Yeah, that was like coolest thing. How cool is that, dude? That's like one of the top things. And you actually watch it. So basically, just everybody knows. So you have a kite. And you fly it out and you hang the line to the kite, and it's like the fish, your bait is like right touching the water, like the surface, or maybe like just like a couple inches under. Mm-hmm. And then you see like this gigantic tuna just hit it, and you feel everything. It's like instant, but you're fighting in the surface the whole time instead of like in the bottom. Yep. And that was dope. That's so awesome, man. I'm so glad you got to get one in such a unique way as well, So. But yeah, the fishing. So when I moved here, like obviously I fished like
since kid back home of freshwater, but the ocean fishing is like the next animal for me for sure. Yeah, it's been cool to like kind of like go out with your dad, like people who actually know what they're doing.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You don't, but like your dad is actually
a dick, you motherfucker.
Like, is that better than him?
Yeah, everybody does.
So, but like
I don't understand it.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like the ocean fishing is like something like you. Same thing. You get humble,
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you can catch anything, and you get super pissed off. You look at everybody else catching stuff, and you're like, just like, I'm the only one in the boat who didn't catch anything.
Right.
It sucks.
And you're like, is it my mentality?
Exactly.
Is it just,
it's like, and honestly, like
it becomes such a psych, right?
You just like one of our friends, Fatty, who works BSP, NXL, whatever they are now. He's like, you still think you're gonna outsmart the fish,
Right?
You're not gonna do it.
Well, perfect example is I don't know if I've told the story before, but I have a buddy I fish with, and we spend all this money on these expensive lures and shit like that.
Right.
And I'm out with him. He's like, "Watch this." He takes a silver bullet, which is a Coors Light beer can, folds the thing up, and puts a steel leader through it with a big old fat hook hanging through it. Drags that thing behind the boat and just hooks a tuna like that.
Yep.
It's like we're spending $20-$30 on lures and shit. Like
exactly. The only thing you don't is you don't catch dolphins.
Right.
They're smarter than us.
All right. So ever since you stopped working in the paintball industry, you can't. Well, you didn't stop, but you moved, kind of shift focus. You became an entrepreneur, and basically working for yourself and helping some startup companies. How's that going for you?
Well, like I said, it's like I think now looking back, it's like I think I was like in such a like fortunate situation. I was given everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the everything was just lining up. Like I was playing for the best team in the world for a little bit. I was peaking in a paintball. I was working for the largest and best company at the time, hands down in the world. I was in the end, I was a vice president of the company at the age of like 29.
Right.
So things worked out, and honestly, I think it was given so much that it became kind of like anxiety.
Yeah.
So basically, I wasn't happy anymore. I was like, I don't know where I wanted to go, which the direction I wanted to do, but basically, it was just the moment that I knew I had to do something.
You knew you needed a change.
So then I explored a couple of different options to do stuff, and I got away from paintball completely for a little bit. Not completely, but like pretty extensively.
It was more back burner.
Yeah. Exactly. And then, we started a couple companies. Some of them are doing really good. Some of them are doing not so good, know. And now I'm back in the paintball, very heavy with recoil paint. The paint we sell in South America and Central America. We have a beautiful paint manufacturing facility down in DJ.
Yeah. State of the art.
Yeah. Yep. It's me, Mike Bredo being the most of it. He's the brains and like actually the workforce. I'm just like the kind of cool guy who hangs out a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's doing great. Paint is phenomenal. I was down there yesterday testing it. It's filthy
Nice.
Good paint.
Nice.
And then now I'm working with Push.
Yeah.
Paintball with Brian Benini, and who was actually who was at the time the second man in charge at Die when I came, and he was the guy who like got my visas and like kind of pulled me. It's the reason I'm basically in San Diego.
Did a lot of mentorship.
Yeah,
for
I was
you.
believing in him, and Eggy compared, and obviously Dave behind a lot. Yeah. But at the time, I didn't know Dave too much.
Yeah, the upper echelon of the company was really well. You were doing work,
but all those guys were like Dave, Brian, everybody was like really. They put a lot of faith on me, and like it led me to grow in the industry to kind of like being a big player in deal, So, but anyway, so that got so overwhelming. So now I'm back doing the Push, which is awesome. Yeah. It's like we have a great hype around the product. Product is insane. Like it is really really nice.
Yeah,
stuff.
It's great
and,
stuff.
And I get to do. Me and Brian work really well together, so we do kind of different things. I do a lot of creative stuff. Brian designs, he's a product designer at best.
The fact that you guys dated in the past isn't a problem now?
Hey, I think he had several wives. But,
that was the problem. All right, you were jealous.
But
Brian's a great guy. We're going to be playing paintball with him tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Yep.
So that's going good, and then we're doing our Ovan, which is kind of like my baby,
Yeah.
It started basically a couple of years after I departed from Die and I went to the eyewear company, and that was like, I don't know why, but it's always been interested in eyewear. And then we partnered up with a bunch of people, a lot of them from paintball.
Yeah.
Some of them not from paintball, but professional athletes, influencers, people with financial backing, and the stuff. What do you need? So
other entrepreneurs.
So and now we've been 3 years in business. It's been very humbling.
Yeah.
There's been amazing successes and amazing failures.
Yeah.
But we're still going and figuring it out.
As long as you're learning through the whole process, that's the main thing. Right?
Yeah. So and we're still here. Everybody's still here. So
yeah.
So that's it for work wise. But I'm actually back playing paintball quite a bit now too. So that's good.
Being through what you've done as an entrepreneur, do you have any advice for someone who's looking to go out on their own and start their own business? And
don't leave your job. Stick with it. Or have a really big bank account.
Yeah, well, as you know, I've worked for myself for a very long time.
And you're definitely inspiration for me of doing what you're doing. And, like we've known each other forever. So.
But I, the caveat I tell everybody, you end up working way harder when you're working for yourself than you do when you're working for somebody else.
Exactly, and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
That's your
24/7. Yeah.
Plus, it's like sometimes really hard to get focused and do it. When you want to do. But you have your freedom. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah. You get to pick and choose your battles.
I'm super happy with my freedom.
You get to pick and choose your battles.
Exactly. And sometimes you pick up the wrong battle, and sometimes you lose.
Again, as long as you're learning from it, right?
But that's cool though. So we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Like I said, the life is kind of like I said, it's like if you look it back like last 20 years, just it happened with people and us and you and me and like everything. There's like crazy stuff. You look like. Meeting in the bar in 2003 and talking shit to you. Like I was a kid who was going to school. And 10 years later, I was a vice president of DIE,
Yep.
Then like a couple of years later, I was like basically had nothing,
Yep.
Now there's like things going good again, So that's life.
Yeah, life's a roller coaster, man.
So.
Yeah, believe me, you've helped me through.
Maybe.
My last actual job was 2009. Shit went south. I'm like, hey, I need to pick up some side work. I don't know what I'm going to do, and that's when I pretty much became an entrepreneur and started working on my own. But the work that you provided to me through DIE was huge. It helped me stay afloat.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about the MDP. What's your thoughts?
First of all, just everybody knows Billy is not anymore Trucker Billy. He's considered Lord MDP.
Oh, good Lord, man.
Lord MDP.
I'm cutting all that shit right out.
That's it. So just gotta respect the Lord MDP.
So what do you think of all this stuff we've done, the modern day pirates? Man?
Well, me and you start talking like obviously, very early stages about it. Yes. It's kind of evolved way better than I expected it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I think people are finding, like I said, the paintball is always I'm going to bring paintball back again because paintball is
it's the core. It's the heart. Yeah.
And there's now it's expanded to the people are like the same thinking kind. And you got to understand like paintball, MDP, we have like all kind of people. You know, I'm very different than a lot of people on MDP.
Yeah.
But then we still have like the same interest in some level.
Incredibly diverse.
And it is a cool thing because like bringing the paintball back again, like it's something that we do, and like we have, it's almost like a safety network. So basically the fact that we play this stupid sport where we shoot little colored paintballs to each other and like run around in clown suits in the
and play army
in the field, cow field,
right.
So but those are the people like who are interested in the same thing. So the MDP has kind of the same thing as like whatever it is, like you're driving motorcycles, playing paintball, doing music, travel around the world. Like look at Finland. We have like crazy Finnish MDP department.
We have a huge crew there. It's awesome.
They're tough.
And they're nuts. They're fucking. There are Viking pirates.
So should I call the Patrick is the Lord. Lord MDP Finland.
Lord MDP Finland. Very nice. I like it. Oh Lord, man, you're fucking nuts, man.
So anyway, so that's what I think about. That's the thing. Like, so it's a bunch of people who want to do cool shit.
Yeah,
sure. We want to do cool shit.
Yeah,
we want. Is it shooting guns or is it doing something else?
Mm-hmm.
That.
And get outside the comfort zone, try new shit. That's a big part of
exactly.
it. Getting people to really experience life. That's.
And I definitely made new friends. A lot of new friends I never met before, and it's just through the MDP stuff.
Yeah, we're just talking about Big Crazy Lauren, right?
Yeah. I'm like, what an awesome guy.
He is. He's sweetheart. He's a big sweetheart. Fucking dick.
But when when we did like the first photo shoots with MDP and stuff, like, you know, I think you and me had a little bit of different vision of what it should be. And like I had so much shit going on at the time, so like I backed off on the stuff, and I think you've done really well what the vision is, you know.
Thank you.
So
well, you know, I probably didn't communicate it very well either, you know.
But like that's all cool. It's like it just worked out well anyways, you know.
And you know, and this was very organic.
I'm a very like a branding oriented guy, and you were thinking about people on a crew.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Which I'm looking like, hey, let's make this shit and sell it. You know?
Yeah. But and that's just one facet. You know, it's there so people can represent. But
we made the logo though.
Yeah.
Good job, Roy.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have been huge. You guys have been clutch, and you know, this doesn't exist without many parts. There's a lot of moving parts to this.
Oh
thing,
yeah.
You know?
That's dope.
And I think, do you have any? Where would you like to see it go, grow, develop? You got any critiques for the MDP?
I don't know. We'll see how I think we just need to grow, you know. I think we need to like tell people and bring good people in and like see, you know, keep the good spirits.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing.
Positive vibes, good
Positive
mojo.
Vibes, exactly.
That's it. All right. Well, you know, I've gotten through my list. We could talk and talk, but we'll just do this again. I think this was a good one.
We're down.
I think I'm out of coffee and you're out of rum and Coke.
Yep, that's it.
So let's call it a night. I appreciate you doing this, brother.
All right, thank you, Billy.
We're gonna do this again for sure. You know what we're gonna be doing? We're gonna do a big group one in Finland. That's gonna be awesome. We'll just throw a microphone down in the middle and just let all these fuckers talk.
We'll let Alice get drunk.
Oh, good Lord.
And then we bring my brother in there, and it'll be like...
We'll have no idea what they're saying.
No idea. I'll understand maybe some of it.
You'll have to help me edit the thing, and we'll have subtitles. It'll be our first foreign film.
That's it. We need a casting house in there.
Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Viking helmets.
Sure.
Viking helmets. Big old jugs of mead.
Yeah, we probably have we're gonna need maybe a $20,000 budget for this,
right?
You know,
we're gonna start a GoFundMe for my Finnish trip.
Podcast. You can make it really crazy. It'll be really entertaining.
Oh, yeah,
I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It's well, some of it we probably can't video. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It'll be good.
I can't wait. All right, brother.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you everybody for listening, and watching.
Everybody.
Tune in next time. Peace. MDP out. We're done. Good job, buddy.
I think it went really well.
Yeah.